Hello friends, welcome to CA Astrology. My name is Rajesh Babbar. Today I am going to tell you about remedies. Yes, what are the simple methods we must follow when we start a remedy as suggested by any astrologer? So this I'll tell you in detail what is the best time to start a remedy so that when you do a remedy for certain afflictions in the chart of a certain planet, it gives you the best results. So there are certain rules that need to be followed and that I'll explain you in this video, a short video of about 10 to 12 minutes, all about rules for remedies. I'm not going to tell any remedy for any planet, just what are the simple procedures you must follow while starting a remedy. So before I begin my video, I pray to Lord Ganesha and Lord Shanidev, help us learn this divine knowledge. I am really very sorry that I am not able to post regular videos due to my ill health, but I'll try my best to post videos regularly. Remedies. So as mentioned and written on the board, remedies. So what happens when a person starts a remedies later, after maybe 1 or 2 days or 3 days or after a week, certain problems start coming, or when you start a remedy, it does not give you that desired result which you are expecting from that remedy, or you will end up in more problems. What are the reasons behind this? What mistakes we do when we perform a remedy or when we start a remedy? For example, when you start a remedy recommended by any astrologer, you must cast a prashna chart at the time of performing the remedy. So for example, a person starts a remedy at 6 a.m. in the morning. So at that time of prashna or at the time of transit chart, Lagan Lord or the ascendant Lord goes to the 8th house or 12th house or 6th house, and you start the remedy in that period. Definitely that remedy is not going to work. It will give you a lot of problems. So a lot of people complain this, that they started the remedy, nothing happened, even more problems start pouring in. So this is the first mistake a lot of people do when they start a remedy. They don't cast a prashna chart and they don't analyze the lagna or the ascendant lord where it has gone or where it is placed. Second important factor is Jupiter. Yes, when you start a remedy, make sure Jupiter is not placed in the 6th, 8th or 12th house or even in the 3rd house at the time of prashna or at the time when you start a remedy. These are the two important points which you should always take care of. Now the third important rule is ninth house is the house of God. Ninth house is the house of blessings by a divine Lord. So whenever you start a remedy, make sure Jupiter is in Lagna. Whenever you start a remedy, cast a prashna chart for that timing of remedy. I will explain you with the help of example, because this is a very important point, because normally what we do, we make a lot of mistakes and then we'll end up in problem. Remedies are not working, the problems are not getting solved. Why? Because this is the reason. So this is the reason. So whenever you start a remedy, make sure you cast a prashna at that right moment when you start the remedy, and Jupiter must be in the lagna or in the ascendant, because ninth house, as I have told you, this is the ninth house of the birth chart. Ninth house relates to blessings of the god. So Jupiter is a divine planet. He is our guru. He is our god. So when Jupiter aspects the ninth house, because from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, he is going to cast his ninth aspect on the ninth house. Definitely when you start remedy in this period, it will give you very, very good results. Second rule is, whenever you start remedy, make sure you start remedying Shukal Paksha after 5th Tithi. Make sure always start remedy in Shukal Paksha after 5th Tithi. Third, that is very important point I am going to tell you. If you are performing a remedy or if you are starting a remedy at a particular time, let's say 7 a.m. in the morning, if you have your natal birth chart with you, if you have your birth details and timings and everything, check the degrees of your ascendant. Let's say the degrees of your ascendant are 7 degrees. This is the degrees of your ascendant of natal chart, not the Prashna chart. Note the degrees of the ascendant in your natal chart. When you start the remedy, cast the Prashna at that moment, and Jupiter must be in Lagna. And second, check the degrees of the Jupiter. Degrees of the Jupiter must be 7 degrees, equal to your degrees of the ascendant in the Lagna chart. This is the first rule. When you start remedy according to this procedure, definitely it will give you very good results. Second option, if you don't have your ascendant or your birth, second, if you don't have your birth chart, you want to start a remedy, simple cast a Prashna. Whenever you want to start the remedy, see Jupiter is in Lagna. Check the degrees of the ascendant of the Prashna chart. For example, if you want to start a remedy at a particular time, the degrees of ascendant in Prashna chart must be equal to degrees of Jupiter in the same Prashna chart. So whenever you start this remedy, this is the second procedure. The degrees of Prashna Jupiter and degrees of the ascendant of the Prashna must be same. This is a very good time you should start a remedy. Definitely it's going to give you lot of good results, because when Jupiter is placed in Lagna, it surely helps give you divine blessings from the God, and it aspects your 9th house, which is the house of blessings from God. So these are like 2 simple rules you must always follow, or 2 or 3 simple rules which you must always follow. Third, which I have already told earlier, when we perform a remedy, let's say you have Aries in the Lagna, the Lord is Mars. So if Mars at that time is placed in 6th house at the time of Prashna, when you want to start the remedy, don't start remedy in this particular period. But if at the same time, if you wish to start the remedy in Aries, Jupiter is placed, but the Lord has gone to the 6th or 8th or 12th house, then also you can start the remedy, because Jupiter, when it placed in Lagna, it cancels lot of doshas. Third, very important, you need to follow this rule also. If you are starting a remedy and Jupiter is placed in Lagna, let's say I'll write 2 number here. At the time when you started a remedy, Jupiter is retrograde. Try avoiding these situations. Don't start a remedy when Jupiter is retrograde, because remedies will not work in these cases. Make sure Jupiter is in direct motion and Jupiter is not at 27, 28 or 29 degrees. Even 26 degrees you can avoid. So if Jupiter is at 25 degrees and your ascendant degrees is also at 25, or the Prashna Kundli degrees are, the Prashna Kundli ascendant degrees are also at 25, then you can start remedies at that time. So make sure you follow these principles, follow these rules. I'm going to repeat again because these are very important. First and foremost, when you start a remedy, make sure Jupiter is placed in the Lagna, because it cancels lot of doshas in the birth chart. Second, make sure if Jupiter is not in Lagna, Jupiter should not be placed in 6th, 8th or 12th houses. Don't start remedy in that particular time. Third, make sure if Jupiter is not in Lagna and you want to start a remedy, but the ascendant Lord has not gone to 6th, 8th or 12th house. This is also very important. Fourth rule which I just now thoroughly missed is when you start a remedy, make sure Jupiter is not placed with Rahu. This is also not good time to start a remedy, or the ascendant Lord is not placed with Rahu. Let's say if you start a remedy and ascendant is number 1 and the Lord is Mars, but the Lord Mars is placed with Rahu. Don't start remedies in this particular time. Also wait for these conjunctions to break, or wait for Rahu to move on, or wait for Jupiter to cross its sign. If you start remedies in these particular periods, remedies are not going to work accordingly. So these are like few simple rules when you start remedies. Make sure you start remedies according to these procedures. Period. So I'm going to end my video here. It's a very small video on remedies because it was very important and there was a request from one of my subscribers. In the coming videos, I'm going to share the remedial measures also for which planet we should do which remedy that is beneficial for us. If person is not getting married, what are the best remedies we should perform? Or if there are a lot of debts on person, what are the good remedies we should perform? And what should be the duration of remedies? This is also very, very important, which I am going to share in the coming video. Thank you very much. Have a nice